familiar? His legacy at Wisconsin is immense, just like Ron Dane. But you look at Ron Dane, they were very more.
Sanders. He's going to really pan out if anyone tries to get him. He's like a second or third round pick, in my opinion, just because of the lack of speed that it looks like he should have, but really he really doesn't. I expect him to really have the speed like DeAnthony Thomas if he's putting up these stats, but obviously he has not done that. He has these.
The NHL lockout.
Just take a commercial break.
Now, yeah.
We just need to take a commercial break. Unfortunately, just a lot of bad connections. We're sorry, folks, for this. This is our first time doing this type of show, so we'll get on commercial break, try to get the group chat back in.
saying, oh, you know, the season's over, I totally agree with that because
Sam, your thoughts?
Well, I think the network connection is down over at Google Plus, in which we're trying to do the show with. But I think that yes, the connection has been very poor throughout the entire show. So I think that for the last 10 minutes, since this is going to be a half an hour show, me and Robert will finish it out, and we'll have our own discussions on topics that we were already going to talk about with the others, but it'll just be the two of us now. So let's go straight to the NBA. Grizzlies off to a great start to the season. How do you think that they'll be doing further on to the regular season? Do you see them as a possible probably number one seed in the Western Conference coming the end of the season?
I think I do. I like their offense and I like their defense. Their team is playing well so far. They're a surprising team this year, and this team, I think, move on to big and better things. I think this team can actually become first. What about you, Steven? What are your opinions?
I really like this team, but the concern I have for the Grizzlies is how good their division really is. They have very good teams in Houston, a rising team that acquired a superstar in Mr. James Harden, and getting Jeremy Lin. And sorry guys about the noise. But going back to my point, they play in a hard division. The Spurs are also in that division, and the Mavericks. So three very good Texas teams really competing against this Memphis team that are young. And I think they're a really good playoff team. Expect them to be a sleeper, possibly, if they're going to the NBA Finals. I could see them in the Finals, but they will be a sleeper, a dark horse in my list.
Let's go on to another topic here. Let's move on to NFL. Vic and McCoy out Monday versus the Panthers. Is this a concern for the Eagles? I know they're already struggling, Steven. How big of a concern is this?
I'll start this topic by just going by individually the two guys. Let's start with McCoy. Obviously a big-time player, a running back with a lot of speed for this Eagles team. Last year really did a lot helping out the rushing game. But this year has had a down season. Then this injury really hurts him because, especially at the running back position, you get banged around a lot because you'll have to go through the middle of the pile once probably every 10 plays or 10 carries that you'll get. So you're expected to get pounded, and that's going to be a concern for the Eagles, because for the other concussed player, Michael Vick, obviously he's another guy that really is a scrambler and has a tendency and a huge risk of getting more concussions. Expect him to possibly get as many like 5 concussions, and I think that's the number of concussions you get. Then you have to quit the game because of health reasons, and obviously the issues as the NFL has been having with lawsuits against former players with their physical being and their mental being after taking those hits during their careers. Robert, how do you feel?
Look at the Eagles as a team that's really struggled this year, especially with Michael Vick being the quarterback, and he's had so many turnovers, and they've won some games that I remember his first game, I believe, was like 3 or 4 turnovers, and they still won that game somehow against the Browns. So it was kind of sad about that was that LaShawn McCoy also got hurt, and this team is really struggling on the offensive end. And when you look at I like the Eagles. I like them as a team. It's just I wish they were a lot better in the offensive game, because Andy Reid isn't going to make any changes, and a lot of people said he's going to get fired. And I think it's the truth right now. I really think it's the truth. But when you look, the Eagles just aren't having a good year. I think next year they could come back a little bit more. We'll be back right after this commercial break. We're gonna try to do some more NFL. I think we will do more NFL and some, I guess, NBA or NHL. I'll be back right after this commercial break.
catch me, I'm ballin'. Catch me like Spalding, catch me like Spalding. If he indeed the MC, vitamin like GNC. Can't see me like B.I.G. on CNT. Did a little bit of time on BMG. But this right here, homie, this all me. Can you be down? No, CMB, that's cold, that ain't nice, G. So what though? Lil' homie remind me of Ice-T. By the way, we share the same birthday. The wordplay is work, but is easy. So catch me.
Alright, welcome back to, I guess we're going to call this one Dietz and Stevens All Out Sports Show for the last 10 minutes.
3 minutes, Rubbers, settle down.
Well, last 3 minutes, so
But-
let's move on to the NFL. Which teams are in the hunt for the playoffs, Steven?
I think that one team that's not really in the playoff mix right now, but I think they will make it, are the Saints. Obviously, if you go on to NFL.com, you don't see them on the pretty much the top 6 teams in really letting you know if the season ended today, who's going to the playoffs. The Saints are not in there, but I think they will be in there. They will take over a wild card spot. They will not take over the Falcons spot. The Falcons are obviously the number 1 team in the NFC, and they play like one. But the Saints, they are red hot after starting the season 0-4, and I expect them to do some big things in the playoffs. I can see them just going as far as the NFC Championship game, and then probably losing to the Falcons there or probably before then. Robert, how do you think?
A team that I think is in the hunt and that played Thursday Night Football, which I was very impressed with. Unfortunately, they gave up a lot of points in that second half. The Redskins, especially what I like RG3 and how they're playing, especially with RG3 not having a lot of wide receivers to go to, but I'm liking Josh Morgan. He was a big target last game, and we made some good points on NFL tonight as well about Nick Rice arguing that RG3 could be Rookie of the Year. I'm kind of leaning towards it, but I'm kind of not at the same time. I think when you look at it, Angelique and RG3, but we're looking at teams in the hunt. I think the Redskins can, make it in a wild card spot.
All right, so next topic, or actually the last topic we'll be talking about here tonight on Around the Horn, or the short Around the Horn that we are doing, is this Philadelphia 76ers. We're going into the NBA right now. They have declared that center Andrew Bynum, which they picked up in a Dwight Howard trade that sent Howard to Los Angeles. The Sixers have named Bynum out indefinitely with his knee injury that he has been suffering throughout the entire offseason and going into this season. Robert, how big of this injury is it going to affect the 76ers ball club?
This is a huge deal, Steven. You look at a trade that you pretty much lost your whole deal. Andrew Bynum is a good center and is considered one of the best in the NBA, but now this season he's out indefinitely.
Yep.
And the 76ers just pretty much lost the whole trade.
Yeah, it's a disappointment that you get the bad end of the trade. The Lakers really not knowing which end they really got in that trade. Howard's done pretty good, but last night in a game that the Lakers did play in, he only got 7 shots in the entire game. And that's a surprise, especially for an all-star center as Dwight Howard is. But Robert, this is a shaky show. We did not get the connection that we really intended that we're going to get. But I think that especially in the last 10 minutes, we got by with what we talked about. So we'd like to thank you for listening to our show. Sorry about what was going on. And Robert, you're going to finish the show since you're the host of Around the Horn, the failed Around the Horn.
Well, it failed Around the Horn, but this was a thing we tried and it didn't work out as planned. And hopefully we will try to get one out again. And I'm going to try to have my own show soon enough. Deed Sports Talk, I try to have it weekly. I don't have like a day for it because I'm usually shaky on my days. I'll try to do that as well as Steven's.
No, it's not Steven's All Baseball Show. It's NBA Weekly. I did not have it this week because of obviously Thanksgiving. So I should say Happy Thanksgiving, or just Happy Holidays since Black Friday is going on. My next show is gonna be on Wednesday, like it usually is at 9 o'clock. So guys.